last class we already see what is persistent and non-persistent. So what is non-persistent? Non-persistent mean the station will sense the channel. When the channel is busy, then it will wait for random amount of time. After the timer times out, then only again it will sense the channel. So it will continuous process, means sensing the channel. If it is busy, it will move to the waiting state and again it will sense the channel. So until the channel is idle, the same process is continued in the non-persistent CSMA. Coming to the P-persistent CSMA, what will happen in P-persistent CSMA? When a transmitting station has a frame to send and it senses a busy channel, it waits for the end of the transmission and then transmits with a probability of P. So here, when a transmitting station has a frame, so when a transmitting station has a frame, what it will do? First thing is it will sense the channel. So if the channel is busy, then it will wait for the end of the transmission. So if it is busy means it is already engaged with some other station's work. So the end of that transmission, it will wait for the end of that transmission. Later again it will transmit the frame whenever the station is idle with a probability of P. That's why the name P persistent CSMA is given to this model. Why the P persistent CSMA is given? The station is the transmitting station has a frame to send. If it wants to send that frame, first it will check whether the medium is busy or idle. If it is busy, it will wait for the end of the transmission. So it will not wait for a particular time. It will wait for end of the transmission and then transmits the frame with a P probability. That's why the name P persistent CSMA is given. So what is the algorithm for P persistent CSMA? So whenever a station is having a new frame to send, then first step it will take is it will check whether the medium is busy or idle. That is the first step. So if the medium is busy, then it will wait for the end of the transmission and go back to the first step. Means again it will sense the channel only, but it will wait for the end of the transmission here. Next, if the medium is idle, then with probability P, the transmitting station starts sending its frame and go to the step 4, that means next step, and it will wait for the time of 1 minus P probability delay. So once it starts transmitting the data with a probability of P, so after sending the data, it will wait for 1 minus P time. So one packet is transmitted and then again it will wait for 1 minus P probability of delay time. So after that, it will wait for the acknowledgement. Once the acknowledgement is received, then it will start transmitting the next packet. Otherwise, if the acknowledgement is not received for some time, then what it will do? It will wait for a random amount of time and go back to the first step again. That means again sensing the channel. Again waiting time is 1.1 minus P probability chances. Next, if the channel is idle, then it will transmit the packet with a probability of P. So this is about P persistent CSMA algorithm. It is a step-by-step procedure which is followed in P persistent CSMA. So this is the diagrammatic representation for P persistent CSMA. What it will happen? So the once the station is having a packet, so it continuously sends the channel. Next, once it sends the channel and identify the channel is idle, then simply transmit the data with a probability of P. After transmitting the packet, it will wait for 1 minus P probability time. So after sensing means after sending the packet, it will wait for a particular time slot. So why it will wait for a particular time slot? For acknowledgement purpose, for return message purpose, it will wait in the waiting state with a probability of 1 minus p. Then once the acknowledgement is correctly received, then it will transmit the data. So here is a flowchart for p persistent CSMA. So here what will happen? First thing is channel. So first it will sense the station will sense the channel. If it is busy, then again it will go back to the first step only. Mean because it is a continuous sensing system. Mean continuously it is sense the channel. If it is busy, here it is busy channel. That's why continuously sensing the channel. So continuously sensing the channel. So if for example the channel is idle, then it will check whether it will start transmitting the packet with a probability of p. With probability p, it will check, it will send the packet. So here also we'll consider if less than or equal to p, then it will send the packet, or if it is greater than p, the probability chances is greater than p, then it will wait for a time slot, and again it will check whether the channel is idle or busy. So here is some clumsy nature is there. What is the clumsy here? Once it will check the channel, so the channel is busy, then again it will sense the channel. If for example the channel is idle, so if the channel is idle, then it will start transmitting the packet with a probability of p. Here also we have two cases. If the probability is less than or equal to p, then it will transmit the packet. For example, the probability is greater than p, means what the considering probability is greater than p, then it will wait for a time slot, mean it will wait for a random amount of time. So after the timer times out, again it will check whether the channel is busy or idle. So like this, the p persistent CSMA working strategy. Clear? Okay. So these are the advantages of p persistent CSM. So what is the first and most advantage with p persistent CSMA? It is the most efficient one among the one persistent CSMA and non-persistent CSM. Means if you consider the three persistent CSMA protocols, one persistent, non-persistent and p persistent CSM. So among those three persistent CSMA protocol, the most efficient one is p persistent CSM. Why it is most efficient? So whenever the collisions are reduced when compared to the other, if the collisions are reduced, then automatically the throughput is increased. So if the throughput is high, means definitely it is having the higher efficiency. So that's why the p persistent is most efficient when compared to the one persistent and non-persistent CSMA. It reduces the number of collisions considerably as compared to one persistent CSM. So here also the same technique used in one persistent is means the same technique is used here also. What is the same technique? In one persistent also we will continuously sense the channel. So in the same way, p persistent also continuously sensing the channel. But in addition to that continuous sensing, it will add the probability chance. So with a probability p only, it will send the transmission, means it will send the transmitted packet. So that's why when compared to the one persistent, it will reduces the chances of collision. So if the number of collisions are reduced, then automatically the efficiency is increased. The channel utilization is much better than non-persistent CSMA. So the advantage of channel utilization is there for non-persistent. Mean when compared to the one persistent, the channel utilization is good in non-persistent CSMA. So when compared to non-persistent CSMA, this p persistent CSMA is more better utilization of the channel. So here we have three advantages. First one is the most efficient one is pre-persistent CSMA, and here when compared to the one persistent CSMA, the number of collisions are reduced, and when compared to the non-persistent CSMA, the channel utilization is good in pre-persistent CSMA. So this is the graphical representation. for comparison of the channel utilizations versus load for various random access protocol. So here we considering different protocols like pure Aloha, slotted Aloha, 1 persistent CSMA, 0.5 persistent CSMA, 0.1 persistent, non-persistent, and 0.01 persistent. So if you consider the pure Aloha, so the pure Aloha is having the less efficiency, because here the occurrence of collisions are more in pure Aloha. So that's why the pure Aloha efficiency is less. The lower efficiency is there for pure Aloha. And we already discussed what is the maximum efficiency of pure Aloha. What is the maximum efficiency of pure Aloha? So 0.184. 18.4 percentage is the more efficiency in pure Aloha protocol. So next one is slotted Aloha. Means to improve a little bit efficiency, we move to the next Aloha protocol, that is called as slotted Aloha. So slotted Aloha is simply double the efficiency of pure Aloha. Means it reduces the collisions. By reducing it, it will increase, it will double the efficiency chances. So when in pure Aloha we have 18.4 percentage, then in slotted Aloha it is of 36.8 percentage. That means 0.368 percentage of collision is collision efficiency is there in slotted Aloha. And next, coming to the one persistent CSMA. So in one persistent CSMA, it is also little bit increased the efficiency when compared to the pure Aloha and slotted Aloha. So the third line represents the one persistent CSMA. If you observe here, it will increase, means it will be more than the efficiency of pure Aloha and slotted Aloha. And here we consider the non-persistent CSMA, and three different P persistent CSMA are there. What are the three different P persistence? One is p-value is equal to 0.5, that is 0.5 persistent CSMA, and another one is 0.1, that means p-value is 0.1, that is called as 0.1 persistent CSMA, and the other one is 0.01 persistent CSMA. So the probability chances, so here the probability chance is 0.5, that is called as 0.5 persistent CSMA. If the probability chance is 0.1, then we consider 0.1 persistent CSMA. So like that, the other P persistent, that is 0.01 persistent CSMA. So when compared the throughput values and the stations, number of stations, then the efficiency is represented like this. Mean the graphical representation of efficiency is looking like this. Clear? So this is about P persistent CSMA. Mean the concept of CSMA protocols with one persistent, non-persistent, and P persistent CSMA. Clear? So